Is it like Perry Mason at a closing? If the phone rings, you panic?
Well, luckily our phone doesn't ring very often, but I suppose that could happen.
I always have that fear. All right, so cycles and trends. I'm sure bank owns and short sales are affecting things.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
They're a huge part of the marketplace. We've got a lot of bank-owned properties, less in New Hampshire than you see in other states. I think the statistics here are much less than we hear about in California, Nevada, and Florida, the hardest hit states. But we still have an inventory of bank-owned properties that we have to get through. It has dampened prices somewhat, but made a very nice buyer's market. Short sales have added to the processing time. You know, that has slowed things down. I'm now seeing where banks are much more open to these short sales and allowing these transactions to go through,
Yes.
which I think is a good thing. It'll get this market out. It puts homes in the hands of people that are now going to be in a position to take good care of them, and our inventory will be stronger because of it.
Has that half-up program affected your end of the business?
I haven't seen a lot of it now. No, I really haven't. I think we were hoping that it would, and we're still hopeful that it will, but I haven't seen the remnants of that yet.
Okay. I was thinking, any challenges that we should be aware of with short sales? Any tricks that you're learning or shortcuts?
Well, I think with short sales specifically, it's all about communicating and setting the right expectation. These short sales can take 30 days, 60 days. You and I have worked on some for months. And while I think that is opening up with the banks to allow them to move faster, it's still a very slow process. So buyers have to be not in a position where they've got to be out of their lease by the first of the month. They've got to be able to sit on it and wait patiently, and in the end I think they'll get a good value for their dollar, and the seller will be able to move on. Strict guidelines, strict regulations, a lot of communication, and a lot of follow through with what's being required to allow that short sale to go through.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking about buyer purchases a bank-owned property. Do they have to use the law office that's recommended by that bank?
Yeah, I know that many of the purchase and sale addendums that come from the bank almost imply that it's required. And what we found, and what I would strongly recommend, is that a buyer have their own uninterested party handle the closing. I don't think it's ever a good idea for someone in the process to wear too many hats, and I don't think you can represent a bank and a buyer. So I think it's a good idea to have a third party handle the title work and check that everything was done and the buyer can feel comfortable moving forward.